All right, so check it. Today we have shrimp and grits. Follow me. First up, we have our peppers. Cut your top and your bottom off of it. Next, you're gonna slice it down the side. Run your knife along the core to pop that middle. Throw away any unwanted pieces. Cut that thing in half. Now we're on the slice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you're on to the dicing. Keep that up, tuck those fingers, move it all the way down to your fingers. Keep it up with all your vegetables. I got this little orange pepper from work. Decided to throw it in there. You can see I'm having a little trouble figuring out which way I'm going to do it because it's a little baby joint. So you still want to do the same process. Get that core out of there. Chuck those seeds. Throw that top away. You slice it down the side and then you dice it up. Now we're on to our onion. Same thing, top and bottom. Then you want to cut that thing in half. Whoo! Look at that knife work. Check me out. At this point, you want to start slicing it from one side to the other. Don't cut all the way through unless you're only trying to get a certain portion. Now at this point, you're supposed to cut it horizontally on the top that you cut off. But I forgot. Don't do as I do as I say. Next up, we have our garlic. After you peel it, start from the top, slice it all the way down. After you slice it, we're going to move on to dicing. Technically, that's mincing. Keep it up until it's very, very fine. Because at this point, the next step is going to try to make a paste. To make this paste, add a little bit of salt, just so to make some coarseness in between your knife and the garlic. Pressing that knife up against the garlic, back and forth, until you get the consistency that you're looking for. Next in line is your shrimp. I like to buy the big bag of jumbo shrimp that are already deveined. That means they have a slit down the back, and all you have to do is pull the tail and the rest of the shell off. Never buy cooked shrimp. I repeat, never. Don't you ever buy cooked shrimp for nothing. Nothing. All right, after you've de-shelled your shrimp and washed them, you can move on to seasoning. I like to make my mixture in a small bowl, then I add some oil, and then I put it on top. Mix it with your hands. Use your hands, not a fork, just to give it a little bit of love. Oh, you hear that? Next up is your grits. Add your water, bring that to a boil, add your grits, bring that to a boil, put some salt and some butter in it, cover it, reduce the heat. All right, now we're on to my favorite part. You take those seasoned shrimp, you put them in a hot pan, face down, Let them cook for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, just so they can develop a good char on the other side and make that nice golden crust on the edges. Just like that. Ooh, look at that. Now we're moving on to sauteing your veg. First, you put your garlic down, then you put your onions, then you're gonna let that develop some good aromatics through there. Leave all that stuff on the pan from your shrimp. That's called a fond. All those bits on the bottom, they're gonna be great flavor for your sauce, because that's what's coming up next. After you sweat your garlic and your onions, now you can add your peppers. I started with my orange because I only had a little bit. Then I added my green. After you let your veggies sweat and develop flavor, add in your cream. I used a whole half a pint, gallon, I don't know, a little box. Pour the whole thing in there. Then you let that cook. Now that your sauce is boiling, it should have developed a good flavor from those seasoned shrimp from earlier. If you don't think so, add a little bit more and then taste it to make sure you don't overseason. Next, we're on the plating. Get you a good scoop of those grits. I like my grits thick. Some people like them creamy. You know, put it in the comments below. Let me know what kind y'all like. Now add you a good scoop of that gravy. Make sure you get enough vegetables and all that flavor from before. Add you a handful of shrimp, and you ready to eat. I like to wipe my plate down just because they taught us that in school. I know I left a little bit more, but fuck it. Finished product. Voila.